And we're off. Good luck to the runners. HalflingHelper, Pahviboxi. Wishing them the best. Now, we already are seeing both runners in the... Yeah, they're going to have a tie here on Ninja Village, hopefully. Because they are both running in the simplified Chinese text, which does save a tiny bit of time over, like, English. Or I guess any other language. I think there's a couple that are kind of close. That almost are exactly the same time. Thankfully in 8-bit, in the category we're going to be running today, there's not a lot of text boxes in general. After the Ninja Village, like just a few. So it's not like a huge deal. Not as much as it is in like 80% where you're going to have to like have a lot more dialogue. Oh, they both got the low hop. When you get knocked back there, if you're not holding any direction except for down, you're not holding any button, you won't get knocked back this far. It's kind of a fun little thing. Actually saves some time since your goal is to get to the right of the screen here. But yeah, this is going to be ran in the no out of bounds category, so we're basically just not going to be like clipping through walls and stuff like that, because there's some pretty fast ways to beat this game if only beating it is the goal. But no out of bounds is cool because it kind of like makes you actually go through all the stages and fight all the bosses and stuff like and just trying to do it as quickly as possible. But now we're going to be right into Autumn Hills. Approaching the first turtle. Some call him the deadliest turtle. We'll see if, what kind of T-boost. Oh, okay. Halfling getting the double T-boost. Or turtle boost. And Pahvi getting a nice back boost. That actually looked like a really good back boost. Getting through those blocks pretty well. A little bonk on Pahvi's end, but not too big of a deal. Halfling splicing a little bit, as usual. I'm just kidding. Oh, the shard count on Pahvi's end is a bit brutal. He's going to have to go over to that wall and pick up some extra shards, so that way he can afford this this upgrade. That upgrade is very nice to have. You don't technically need it. You technically can save time by not buying it. It's just extremely brutally hard to make it actually save time. But Strike of the Ninja, you're going to be very happy to have it, to be able to slash through all these fireballs and stuff. Pahvi smartly grabbing the health there. We do have Halfling getting a nice triple on the 2 Kappas. Oh, Halfling using the block. Let's see if Pahvi goes for the Alpha Plant. Pahvi does go for the Alpha Plant visual cue to line that up. Does take an extra bonk on the turtle, but I respect him not going for the turtle boost. It's a little bit scary to slash in the opposite direction in that case, since, like, you know, you're above spikes. So if you mess it up, you could end up in the spikes, or like bonking the turtle or something. It's pretty scary. May not know this, but the sound does get muffled when you're underwater. some fun messenger facts. It's like the most obvious thing ever, but yeah. We'll see if Halfling goes for the new alpha kick out of the water. Oh, I don't think Halfling's going for it. Okay, goes for a pretty normal setup. Just land in front of the turtle. Do a back boost. Gonna be setting up for a nice little spike tower. And you know what I have to say? Oh, the lifeguard. Kicking. Not helping, but kicking Pahvi back into the water. I thought they were supposed to help people get out of the water, but not in this case. It's a lifeguard gone rogue. Kicking him back into the sharks. A little bit unfortunate. I have to say, though, until that bonk, Pahvi was... Oh, there's another bonk there. Pahvi was not that far behind, considering he's up against, you know, the second place time in this category. So that was actually like a really solid autumn. And Pahvi had to go to the wall as well because of shard luck. So for the first shop. So this has actually been pretty solid from Pahvi. Nice little back boost there on Halfling's in. You gotta appreciate... Oh, he cuts the corner. You gotta appreciate just all the super clean corners, super clean boosts, clean climbing, just all around clean play from Halflings in. Did have a little bit of a misstep there, but he gets the grub jump. Nice, clean, damageless corner cutting around those grubs as well. You love to see it. Halfling's sitting fine on shards. A lot of times I like to see this to be like 140 or a little bit higher, just because it's nice for later levels and not have to worry about the shards, but he does have the, like, this is still great, like, still solid shard count. Pahvi, though, on the other hand, a bit more poor. Oh, that shard actually mattered, right? Isn't it like 135? Oh, boy. Oh, come on. RNG shard, let's go! Yes! Or is it 130? I can't remember. You'd think I'd know this, but we're about to find out. Okay, it's 130. We're fine. I'm adding in some extra excitement, you know, just pretending it's 5 shards more expensive. So Pahvi was fine all along, but you know, you never know with inflation. Prices keep going up, so it's always good to have a few shards extra, just to be safe. Alright, we're gonna be seeing Halfling going through Forlorn, the second hardest level in the game, just behind Ninja Village, Kappa. Pahvi not far behind. We'll see if Halfling's able to get through this room okay. Catacombs is like a lot about cycles, so it can be pretty scary because it just so happens, it just turns out that like a bunch of the cycles are actually really tight to get the best cycle. So you can end up getting like crushed or just having to wait around for like a crusher to get out of your way forever if you make any mistakes, like any movement errors. So it can be a little bit tricky. Getting a nice gauntlet there. Let's see if Pahvi's also able to get the good cycle. Meanwhile, I believe Halfling. Yeah, Halfling going for the butt boost. This is one of the scariest strats. Like, if you messed up that climb, you just straight up get crushed a lot of times. Yeah, Pahvi doing a good job as well. And on down to the... I don't think Halfling's going to go. You can reset the cycle there, but I don't think it's a good, smart idea for races. It only saves a little bit of time, and you sacrifice a lot of shards, and it's extremely risky because you have to cut the corners really tight around spikes and stuff that can just kill you. So Halfling, I think, making the right call there. I honestly don't know if anybody will go for it in this tournament because it's such a tricky strat for such. It's like high risk, low reward, pretty much. All right, really good corners. Beautiful slash jump there on Halfling's side. Pahvi just be swimming. Nice though, both runners keeping it deathless. Like, it's so easy to die in Autumn and Catacombs. Like, hopefully they're able to get through the whole stage. There's just so many like things that can kill you, so many risky strats to go for. All right, coming up on Halfling's side, will he get badonked? There's a huge cutscene skip here that saves like 7-8 seconds. We'll just say 8. Nice. He does get it. That is a tight trick. Like, you have to set it up quickly, like, and then also cut a really tight jump to just barely avoid a cutscene trigger and be able to get through. I do know Pahvi generally goes for it. He at least tries it. I don't think he's gotten it in a race. He might have gotten it in a run by now, though. I'm not sure. He's definitely gotten it in practice. Jumps a little early, just a couple frames early, so he's not able to get to that lantern. He kind of bonks the ceiling a little bit, so he is going to have to deal with these extra whiz robes. But that was a beautiful attempt. Like, that's... He did everything right. It was, like I said, it's just a couple frames off on that jump height. Oh, going for the damage boost, going down to 1 HP. Should be fine as long as you're not too crazy around these skeletons. We're coming up, though. There have been a couple like little like shard RNG things, but now this is the first big RNG point of the run, Ruxton. So is he going to go high? Is he going to go low? That's what we're looking for. He does go low. So this loses about 8 seconds. pretty much everything in this game, you could just assume it saves or loses 8 seconds. Shoutouts to Kyle. But yeah, nice low kill though. The low kill is actually harder than the high kill to do well. Like, it's a more interesting fight. The high kill, you pretty much just go up there and smack him, and that's it. But for the low kill, you have to do all this chasing him around and throwing the shurikens at the right time, getting these jump slashes to get up. So the low kill is actually pretty tricky. We'll see what he does for Pahvi. Oh, low. Okay, so Ruxton keeping it fair. That's fine. That's fine. We are going to see Halfling, though, pulling ahead here into Bamboo. Making use of that current really well to help push him forward a little bit, and then getting some really nice boosts. Nice shuriken snipe on the switch as well. Pahvi, meanwhile, getting a solid low kill. It was a bit of a misstep there, but overall, that's fine. Halfling going for a psychotic strat to enter that that room where we throw the 2 shurikens on to get that switch. And we're gonna be getting Pahvi on over to Bamboo as well. So at least they're still in the same stage. Pahvi's kept us deathless, which is, like I said, getting through Autumn and Catacombs deathless in a race is an accomplishment. Like, Pahvi's only been playing this game for essentially like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So he's still pretty new to the game. So to keep up this well is like really impressive. Now Halfling going into the infamous BC11 Bamboo Creek 11 screen, and he goes for B2 with the 1 tile variation. Beautiful. He does have to get a second try Steel Heart up around that corner, but the rest of the room clean. You got to be feeling happy about that, because it is so easy to just lose like 20 seconds to that room if everything goes wrong. There's a million strats and a million backups, and that basically means there's a million different ways to mess up the room. So just getting through there clean with that tough of a strat is, you love to see it. Halfling has the perfect shard count, except he missed 1 shard. You could get 2 shards on that jump, but he only got 1. So he is going to be relying on an RNG shard from the bat. So keep an eye out for the bats in the next room. But on the other end, we do have BC11 coming up for Pahvi. I know he's a G2 enjoyer. Let's see if he's able to get up there. Oh, he gets the curse thing where you're holding down when you grab the wall and it makes you instantly drop off the wall. That is unfortunate. Halfling not getting hooked up by the homie bats. Very unfortunate. Has to take the little extra hop there to get an extra shard. The good news is those shards are there, so at least you're not screwed. So he's still able to buy all the upgrades that we normally want. Now, it's kind of cool in this category because you're getting a bunch of like the different upgrades, like, you know, as you go through the game, versus something like, you know, maybe New Game Plus or whatever, where you start with everything, which that's cool too. But I do like seeing, like, you know, all the different tech you could do with each individual item. So you're going to be seeing a lot of like really cool movement with the wingsuit, being able to glide to different sections, use the wingsuit attack, maybe a welfare wingsuit attack here and there. Just different ways to apply it, and we'll be seeing that even more once they get to Crags and get the rogue dart. Like, it just completely changes how the run looks. So you kind of get a good demonstration of like nearly all, like a lot of the tech this game has to offer through this short little category. Pahvi doing good on shards though, has exactly how many he needs. 275, looking good. Oh, a little bit of a misstep there on the corner from Halfling's end. Bonks a little bit. Oh, nice job on Pahvi's end. He also gets the strat Halfling went for, of basically getting some of the air vent speed, like getting it to start doing it, and then you wingsuit hit the skeleton and jump, and you get some like super speed, super boost upwards to just fly up there like really fast. So that was actually awesome for Pahvi to nail that. Also, shoutouts to Halfling for just casually getting God-Yeet in a race. Actually nuts. That strat is so tight. It's honestly probably frame perfect. It's one of those things that there's a lot of variables, like how much speed you get out of the water, like your exact approach around the corner. But it's so tight that it feels like it's frame perfect. So at best, it's like a 2-frame window to get that jump to get through. And then even navigate, like once you get the jump through and keep the speed, like actually navigating the rest of the room to the end is quite hard as well. It's also a bit risky. Like there's some weird things that could happen when you go for God Yeet where you have to sometimes react like really quickly to try to not end up in a pit. So props to him for going for it and then actually nailing it as well. The Emerald Golem, the whole idea, Halfling's doing a really good demonstration of it here. See, Pahvi just eats out. I respect it. Oh, got a little bit slash happy, and so the ninja was like kind of in the standing hitbox, and he wasn't able to cut around that corner and reach up on that ledge. Unfortunate death there on Pahvi's end. Thankfully, Quarble is here. He is robbing Pahvi, but the good news is that you really, like, shard count's pretty much irrelevant at this point. We do buy some upgrades and crags, but, like, the health drops and stuff, they're nice, but you don't really need them. Like, all the super important upgrades are out of the way, so it's not such a bad thing. That death wasn't that costly, at least. But, yeah. But, yeah, back on to explaining Emerald Golem. You'll see Pahvi coming up on the fight here in just a couple screens. It's basically like you need to hit this core piece like 8 times and then get up to the top and just smack the head a bunch to actually damage the boss. So like what ends up working out really well to get a 2 cycle on that is you just hit the core 7 times, get to the side, hit the shuriken so you're right next to the air vents and you can get up and start damaging the boss right away. So hopefully Pahvi's able to get this. This is a pretty tricky fight. Like if you just have trouble with counting your slashes and stuff, you could end up in some really tricky situations with this boss that are pretty terrifying. That looked good. Nice, nice. Meanwhile, we do have a Halfling going through the right room. Some say it's the longest room in the game with 2 checkpoints in it. I believe I've heard that from somewhere. Nice, beautiful movement there on Halfling's end. And the good news is about where Pahvi's situation is right now is he's got an extra hit point. As long as you're not 1 HP, this phase isn't too scary. But if you're 1 HP, it's like the most terrifying thing ever. Oh boy, oh, beautiful drop there on Pahvi's side. After you kill this boss, the game forces you into wingsuit, and you basically just slowly fall down to set until you could start the actual cutscene to talk to him. And what Pahvi did there was he used the shurikens to finish the boss as he's falling, so that he ends up off screen a bit, and he's just like closer to the ground, so that the cutscene like progresses quicker. So really, really good improv there on Pahvi's side. Like that phase 2 is like all about improvisation because he basically can just do whatever he wants. Like he just goes anywhere, whenever. So you just have to react like that and try to play it well. Nice 1 damage bully room on Halfling's end. Getting through that room with only 1 damage boost is that and doing it fast is quite tricky. So good stuff there. This is a pretty tense room right here that Halfling's going into. It's pretty easy to die. I think because Halfling bonked that turtle, he is going to opt to go on the left side of this ledge. Yeah, he did. He still came pretty close to touching those spikes. But, yep, it still was like a really good room, even for going on the left side of that spike ledge. So good reactions on Halfling to be so comfortable with the room, to know like where that spike platform's going to be at. Halfling going into the queen fight. This fight, you're aiming for a 2 cycle to knock her off the hooks and stuff. Liz a little bit laggy there, so I'm not exactly sure what kind of fight Halfling will get. It is a tough fight. It's very easy to mess up. So wishing Halfling the best. Nice shuriken under the mushroom that hops there from Pahvi's side. Overall, though, this has been a solid run from Pahvi. It was obviously unfortunate that death in Grotto, but, you know, it happens. It was like kind of one of those weird situations. I think Halfling's internet might have given out on him. Yeah. Or maybe the queen fight didn't go well and Halfling just ended stream on the spot. And he's like, ugh, disgusting. Got whips or something and just quit out of the tournament, resigned. But no, we get to focus in on Pahvi here on both screens. Gonna be just zooming on through. Oh, getting the extra health. I respect that. This bully room, I mean, like, see what happened there. Like, it's so easy. That's why it's called the bully room. It's so easy to just get freaking beaten up in there. So, like, if you're not full health, like, grabbing that extra health jug could be really smart. It's terrifying to go through there without having much HP. We'll see what kind of cycle Pahvi goes for here. Pretty good opening. He could do a left side here if he wanted. Yeah. It wasn't a good situation for left side, but he smartly just kind of waited on it, say, hey, maybe I'm not that comfortable with the left side right now. I'll just wait on this to get out of the way and do like the slow right cycle, which is perfectly fine. Nice. Come on, Pahvi. Gets the first knock off the hook. That's already a victory. Oh, he does set that up a little bit early. The damage on this is actually going to be really tight. He did get both knocks off. He used the extra shuriken, but it's still not quite enough. So yeah, that was a really good attempt. He was probably 1 to 2 points of damage off on getting the proper 2 cycle. But what happened to Pahvi there was he kind of set up for the wingsuit hits to chase after her the second time too early. So he could have fitted a couple more hits before going up there. But still a very good attempt, getting her off the hook both times and still ending with kind of like a 3-cycle fight. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, we have Halfling at Colas and Seuss. I know we joke about when Halfling goes into Crags, if you blink, he's through the level, but that's for us, that's basically what just happened. We're like, wait, where was Halfling? And he's just through the level. So this is just a normal Halfling Crags right now. Basically, as soon as he gets the rope dart upgrade, he presses the rope dart, and then he's at Colas and Seuss. That's basically what Halfling's Crags generally is. So, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Just standard Halfling gameplay. All right, zooming up into Glacial. Let's get your shovel pleases in chat. Keep the traditions real. And Halfling just absolutely zooming on through. Jesus. Honestly, though, Pahvi kind of moving with the rope dart, too. Oh, barely misses the select. Let's see if he knows the backup. He does. Nice backup. Very solid. Pahvi, though, going down to 1 HP. Oh my goodness, he braves this jump slash through the Kappa. He's Monka steering. But he's flying up through the screen anyways. It's fine. He's going to get the checkpoint in this next room and he'll back up to 3 HP. Everything is okay. He is fine for now. As long as he doesn't end up in these spikes. Let's see if he's able to get up through the hole. Get up in there. All right. That, I can't believe that rope dart worked. Foot clipped through the floor a little bit. That was incredible. Halfling, meanwhile, just freaking moving through this glacial peaks right now. Just great movement. Let's see if Halfling goes for the Brazilian Ice Climber. Oh, he did go for it, but I think he got an accidental alpha kick, and it kind of bonked him into the ice. Respect for going for the Brazilian Ice Climber, though. Beautiful rope darting. Let's see if Pahvi... Oh, Pahvi goes for a cool strat here. Check this out. See if he's able to get it. Nice. That's a really cool beginner-friendly right side strat because it's actually a strategy that Alpha came up with that Bilal used in his Pacifist world record run. Because in Pacifist, you can't kill that guy, so you just use his projectile 2 times and just get up there. It's actually a really easy way to do it, and there's some cool backups to it where if you're a little bit slow, like you end up having the fireballs you can use from the other guy, and it's really, really a cool strat. So I love seeing Pahvi pull that off. Meanwhile, Halfling just done with Glacial. Absolutely crazy. You know, Pahvi, though, is doing pretty good. Without that death, I think he'd already be at least starting Glacial. And Glacial isn't that long of a level. So it's not like Pahvi's actually been playing really solid. Going down to 1 HP, a bit scary, but he finishes off the Ghost of Seuss there. Meanwhile, we do have Halfling going into tower. This is arguably the scariest level. I guess it's going to depend from player to player, but it's just like there's just lasers, there's spikes, there's pits, there's crushers. There's so many things that deal high damage to you or could just outright kill you on the spot. Like, it's really terrifying. We'll see Halfling go for the Hail Mary setup here. Oh, that's what I needed. He skipped the checkpoint, didn't he? Oh, he did skip the checkpoint. He got some freaky levy kick there. That's just one of those freak situations that you're just never prepared for. You can never be prepared for everything that can happen in tower. It is just that kind of level. He is going to have to take this room casually or to go for a Hail Mary Jr. where you damage boost on the projectiles 2 times. We'll see if he opts for the Hail Mary Jr. here, or he's just going to play the... Yeah, I think he's just going to do a normal cycle here. Maybe damage boost through this Wizard since it's right there, so he can line up... He can get around that corner better, yeah. Really, really costly death there. That death is like 50 seconds. It's so brutal. Especially because you have to... you can't even do Hail Mary on the second try. You just have to wait through the room pretty much. Or do like what Halfling did, like just a little bit of damage boosting. Pahvi, though, having a really good display with the rope dart here. Unfortunately, rope dart's a little early there, so it made the ninja stand up and barely not able to get on that ledge, but otherwise solid. Glacial is just one of like the most cool levels. It feels great to play. It feels great to improve at. And the skill ceiling in it is so high. Like, there's just so many ways to save like little bits of time here and there. Halfling not getting a health drop, so he's gonna have to wait on this cycle as well. That's just an RNG thing. Oh no! Oh, Pahvi, gonna back it up with the fireballs. Good improvisation, but going down to 1 HP. Thankfully, despawn the fireballs. You can see he was a little bit worried about it, but they did despawn. Still a little bit scary going into this at 1 HP. It's just one of those things where this section normally is never scary, but then you're like 1 HP and you're like, oh my god, I don't know. Looked like Pahvi went for the 1 tile as like a kind of a levy kick style, and if you don't get it, you just go straight to the bounce pad, which is a really good way to go about that. Halfling does not have to do the Walk of Shame, is able to throw that shuriken, but he gets hit by the saw. Now here's the question. You could technically still go for Dos Ojos in this situation, but it is very risky. You need to take 2 damage boosts off the eyeballs, and oh, Halfling was gonna go for it, and he stopped himself. He was 100% gonna go for it, but maybe he just felt like his approach was not good enough to get the Dos Ojos, so he just smartly backed out of that and took the swing. This is another room that, like, it shouldn't be scary. Like, it's not that hard, but there is a laser there. Like, that's what's scary. It doesn't even matter, like, the difficulty of the trick. Just the fact that you get so close to a laser that can kill you makes that room scary. Oh, nice flippy kicky from Halfling there to just kind of grab that little 1 tile and get up. Is he going to go for laser skip? He goes for it, and he gets it. That was a nice little cheeky corner there. Oh no! I think Pahvi bonked a laser, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's I think the only way he could have that HP. It's a little bit unfortunate there on Pahvi's side. I don't think he normally goes for Hail Mary, so this isn't too big of a loss, but just having lower HP in general is kind of scary, and it might mean that he can't go for like the laser boost or French connection later in the level. Halfling, though, on the final boss. Taking down Arcane Golem. Good DPS. Arcane Golem's almost down, and there's time. 30-27. Big GG to HalflingHelper. For reference, that would have been about a 29-3x without the death, which is an insane time. Like, to get a 30-27 with basically like a 50-second death to Hail Mary, like, that is super solid. So, big GG's to Halfling. Pahvi 1 HP and the projectiles are everywhere, but he reacts with the wingsuit, instant hits the projectile, actually navigates that situation and survives without going back through the crystal, gets a beautiful Levy special. Pahvi just freaking popping off now. Oh! That's one of those things where I know that Pahvi saw that he had a good approach, so he tried to go for the fast Kuni cycle there, but I think like because he doesn't always go for that strat, he forgot to do the rope dart on the upper, like that upper ceiling section. Let's see if he goes for it again. Yeah, see, that time he remembered. That's what went wrong that time. That's what he was probably used to, like, going when he does go for that strat, he rope darts that top part, so he's really close to that other wall. But in this case, he kind of forgot about that one rope dart, and it just threw off the whole strat. So that was really unfortunate, because he was absolutely popping off on this tower, probably on a gold pace for this tower, despite bonking those lasers. Still absolutely a solid run here, though, from Pahvi. Nice. This room is also kind of scary. It's not a hard room, but again, there's just spikes everywhere. That's basically like, oh no, goes for the Hansan. That is like a psycho advanced strat that Pahvi just went for there, to Hansan that. But it's pretty scary because of that exact reason. But yeah, that's like the theme of towers. There's a bunch of strats that aren't even like really that hard, but there's just freaking everything you touch kills you pretty much in a lot of these rooms. Like right now, these saws would just kill him. The laser in the next room will just kill him. Like, there's just so many things that, like, the most minor misstep or just, like, freaky game jank that throws you off can just kill you so easily in tower. So it's a really scary and punishing level. It has a lot of, like, cool individual tricks, though, that you love to see. Like, so many, like, named tricks in tower. And Pahvi actually getting a lot of them. I'm guessing he's going to go for the crystal abuse here as well. Yeah, Halfling saying that was probably a 4x pace before the death, so that's really solid. Oh, goes for the crystal abuse. That is one of the things that can happen, is if you're too scared of the laser and you're too high up, what can end up happening is you end up jumping your back up into the crystal. He does go for the other setup, though, which is a cool one, where you slash and then rope dart. And you basically get the same effect where instead of jumping off a wall to get the crystal abuse, you're just pulling yourself off the wall with the rope dart. So it's like a similar thing, but you don't have to worry about what happened to him there. He is going into Arcane Golem on a pretty solid pace. I honestly think without the 2 deaths, this would be a PB for Pahvi. So this has been an absolutely excellent run from him. Again, I believe Pahvi's like basically only been playing this game for like 3 weeks. So this is solid. Nice little airwalk there. This game, you know, it works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. That's just how it be with any Unity game I've literally ever played. And there it is, GG to Pahvi, 34-35. Yeah, that absolutely would have been a PB with Deathless. So absolutely a huge shout outs to Pavi to perform so well. And he went for so many tough strats and nailed a lot of them. Like he even came super close to getting the 2-cycle queen, which is a really challenging one. So yeah, huge GGs to Pavi as well. But we do have Halfling taking the first game. Unless we DQ him for all the splicing, you know, I don't know. I don't know about this Halfling guy. No, I'm just kidding. That's going to be a 1-0 lead to Halfling. But these are best 2 out of 3s. So Pavi's got another chance. We got this. We got this.